students, welcome to our today's class. Today is our last class of chapter 1. So today I am going to discuss with you the relationship between education and sociology. Okay, education and sociology. So to know the relationship between these two subjects, first of all we have to know what is sociology. So the word sociology is derived from two words. One is socius and another is logos. And socius is a Latin word. Okay, socius is a Latin word and logos is a Greek word. Not both are same language. Socius is a Latin word and logos is a Greek word. And the word socius means society. Okay, the word socius means society and logos means science. Okay, socius that means society and logos that means science. So if we see the origin of this word, then we can say that scientific study of society is known as sociology. Okay, scientific study of sociology is known as or scientific study of society, not sociology. Scientific study of society is known as sociology. And this subject developed, that means sociology is developed in the hands of French educationist Auguste Comte. So therefore Auguste Comte is said to be the father of sociology. So who is known as the father of sociology? That is Auguste Comte. Okay, Auguste Comte is known as father of sociology. So this is the origin of the word sociology. Now we see the relationship between sociology and education. Okay, sociology and education has a close relationship, and as sociology makes a continuous analysis of culture and civilization of society, society's rise and fall of the society, origin of the society, social relation, social lifestyle, social function, social behavior, etc. So sociology always try to analyze or try to study the civilization of society. How society rise, how society fall down, then the origin of the society, the social relationship, the social lifestyle, social influences, social behavior, etc. And the most important thing, that is education helps in preservation and development of all these aspects. So sociology study this aspect, society's origin, society's development, so the social lifestyle, etc. And education preserve this and transfer this from one generation to another. So this is one relationship between education and sociology. Then next one is man is a social being. So as a social being, man has to acquire the social language, rules and regulations, culture, behavior, mentality, exercise, etc. So we all know that we all are social being or social we all have the social life. So as a social being, we have to acquire social language, isn't it? We all nourish in a social environment. We all go to the school for study, and school is a social institution. So we all have to acquire the social languages, social rule regulations, culture, behavior, mentality, etc. so that one can develop himself or herself as a social person. And through the process of socialization, a child can acquire experiences by following and by own effort, being in family, in peer group, in school, in social organization and institution. So we all acquire the social behavior through school, family, peer groups, social organizations and social institutions. And these also determine the behavior of a child. And F.J. Brown said that education is a sum of experiences which determine the behavior of child and adult. So we all have to acquire the social behavior, and F.J. Brown said that education is a sum of experiences. Okay, education is a sum of experiences which determine the behavior of child and the adult. So who determine the behavior of child or adult? Education always determine the behavior of child and adult. And the behavior of adult or the behavior of child, we the child and the adult, or that means we all try to acquire the behavior in a society. Society and sociology and education have a close relationship, and each individual can learn socially recognized behavior, mentality, concept, thought, and art, and culture by following repeating involvement and cooperation. Okay, and education, therefore, both can be termed as the two sides of a same coin. So, education and sociology is termed as two sides of a same coin, because educational institution is a social institution, and we all have to acquire social behavior, we all have to acquire social attitude, social lifestyle. So education and sociology both are closely connected and interdependent to each other. So this is all about sociology and education. Okay, then our next point is education as science and education as arts. So let's see, education is science or education is arts. Science or arts. Now we can discuss about is education is science or is education is arts. Normally science is classified into two types, that is normative science and positive science. Okay, science is classified into two types, that is normative science and positive science. Normative science and positive science. Positive science is such form of science which the help of which certain knowledge, experience and incidents are studied in a systematic and well organized way through assessment, examination, collection and unification. This means what is normal science, where all the practical work is done. That is known as positive science. So positive science is always related with the practical work, assessment, examination system, etc. And on the other hand, normative science has close relationship with philosophy. Okay, normative science has a close relationship with philosophy, and we all know that education has also the close relationship with philosophy. So education has a certain aims and objectives, and a teacher has to adopt proper method of teaching to attain these aims and objectives, and a teacher has to change the behavior of students systematically. So normative science has close relationship with philosophy, and the philosophy always determine the aims and objectives of education, isn't it? Philosophy always determine the aims, objectives, curriculum of education, and education has to change the education has a duty of change the student's behavior systematically. To systematically change the behavior of a student, education always follow the rules and regulations of philosophy. So if we see from this point, then education has a education is termed as science, but education is not pure science. Why it is not pure science? Because here not very much practical work and practical assessment is done, as like positive science. And scientific plans and programs have to be adopted as to make the education systems more successful. Scientific rules have been implemented in the method of teaching, method of evaluation, examination system and syllabus. But education cannot be termed as pure science. Although the scientific rules and regulations is used in the method of teaching, the planning of curriculum, the system of evaluation, examination system, syllabus, but it is not termed as pure science. On the other hand, it may be termed as combination of science and arts. So education is not pure science, it is the combination of science with arts. Okay, and normally we it is said that education is a arts, not it is science, pure science, it is art, because art shows the beauty and education shows the inner qualities of students and develop them. We all know that arts means the beauty. Okay, and education always try to develop the inner beauty of the students. The method of teaching is also an art, and therefore teacher tries an artistic view to develop the features found in every stage of life, such as likes, the demand, attention and interest of the student. So education is called as art because method of teaching is an art. Method of teaching, which method is adapted by the teacher to teach the student, that method is always an art, because the teacher have to know the likes, dislikes, attention, interest of the student. To recognize the attention, interest, likes, dislikes of the students, the teacher have to adopt the proper way. Okay, the proper way or proper method of teaching, and that proper way or that method of teaching is always a art, because every teacher adopt different method of teaching, not the same method of teaching. They always adopt a different method of teaching, because they are all the teachers adopt a different method of teaching. For that it is a method of teaching is a art. So we can say that education is a art. Okay, education is a art. Now we come to the last point or last topic of this lesson, and this last point is education as an instrument of social change. So this is the last point of this first chapter. Okay, after discussing this, our first chapter is complete. So how education can change the society? Okay, how education change the society? So here is given several points, and almost we discussed all these points in our previous classes. We can say that this is the summary of whatever we have learned in our previous classes. But let's see what is said by this point. So the first point is how education change in our society. That to make every individual a bold citizen by providing sufficient knowledge, efficiency and expertise, by educating them in schools and other educational institutions. So education always try to give knowledge through educational institution, and education try to make every individual a bold citizen. That means a proper citizen of a country by providing sufficient knowledge of that country, efficiency and expertise. And how it is given to the citizen of a definite country, it is written by John Dewey in his book Democracy and Education. So John Dewey wrote a great book. The name of that book is Democracy and Education. Here he said about the citizenship and relationship between citizenship and education, etc. Then the next point is education provides knowledge, skills, efficiency to man in order to bring expected social change. In today's educational institution, necessary steps are taken to adopt the necessary elements by leaving the unnecessary knowledge and experiences, by providing proper education according to man's wish, intelligence, love, power and ability. So education always help us to adopt the necessary rules and regulations, and through leaving the unnecessary knowledge and experiences. So through this we can change our society. Then the next one is education can develop the inner creativity, strength, ability, etc. by providing proper subject matter and environment, and bring new concept of social change. So education always help to develop the inner quality of every student and every individual, through which we can change our society. Then the next one is education makes the student possesses the real qualities by adopting consciousness, patriotism, good behavior, cooperation, valuation, etc. for the society and the country. So for the society and country, education always help the students to gain some real qualities. To have the students to gain some real qualities. Real qualities means some of the moral qualities. Okay, so the qualities are consciousness, patriotism, good behavior, cooperation, value education, etc. And education contributes in development of human resources by making individuals eligible, expert, efficient, trained and good work. So this is the very much important point for changing our society, that every individual have to make human resources. Okay, and how can we make all individual human resources? By making the individuals eligible, expert, efficient, trained and good workers. Only then they can earn for their livelihood and they became a human resource. Then the next one is education make the student eligible citizen by attaining necessary qualities, behaviors, mentality and evaluation in various aspects such as political, economic, cultural, games, arts and literature. And the last point is role of education in social change is widespread, effective and strong. So role of education in social changes, that means education as an instrument of social changes is effective and strong, and citizen of a nation can take necessary steps to strengthen the economic foundation of society. So we can say that education has a great extent in changing our society. So today I complete the first chapter, and from the what is education, then the relationship, then the aims of education, then narrow meaning of education, wider meaning of education, we all discuss about this. So today I completed this lesson, and if you have any question then you can ask me, put me a message that whatever you have don't understand, then I try to answer you. And today I want to give you a question that is 2 marks question, not very tough, on today's class, that is the relationship between education and sociology. What is the relationship between education and sociology? Please write them properly for 2 marks. Okay, write them properly for 2 marks, not 1 marks, and send it to me before 6 p.m. in my personal number, not in the group. Okay, always remember, not in the group. You have to send it to my personal WhatsApp number. Okay, thank you.